been Nick Ruan.
Yes.
I've been wanting to interview for you or talk with you for ages, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I also reflect on how we met and how far we've both come from then.
It's actually the sickest story ever.
All right. I was going to crack straight into, we're going to come to that, actually. But first, I want to ask, as a solo video creator, you have some pretty big clients, but what gave you the confidence back when we first started hanging out and shooting together to leave your job and go down this path?
I think I had like a underlying belief in myself from just like a good direct network, like family and friends, just saying, you can do this. But it didn't really ever feel risky. I don't feel like I dropped everything and just sent it. Like I did for a few months and then ended up going back and picking up my old day job and just always had a good reputation and like relationship with people around me, which really helped feed back into this journey. Like I ended up leaving my job at like the last point that I really needed to because I kept a good relationship there and I ended up being like, hey, I can work this one day a week. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling them when I could work. And then eventually it was like, I can't do any more work. And that's how I left, to be completely transparent. Like, but the confidence to just do it came from just hours and hours and hours of fucking up and learning immediately, don't do that again. That didn't work. And then eventually you're like, I think I'm like confident enough to make this jump now. Mm-hmm. Probably not the answer you're expecting, but that's humbly, honestly, the truth.
No, like they're great. Wasn't really like some people are like, yeah, I just burnt the boat entirely and just and max stress, max like holy shit, we're not going back.
I did do that at first. I did that for probably not weeks. I probably did that for 3 months, and completely burnt through all my money that I had, and I got left with no choice but to go find a job in the meantime.
Do you think that in hindsight kind of was a good idea because it forced you to maybe be resourceful or be more creative or whatever? Or do you wish or think that it would have been smarter to do the gradual thing first?
It was really good at discovering how serious I need to take it in order for it to be successful, because I definitely did not at the start. Like I was going for clients, but I had no experience or degree on how to do this. So I was just making, like in hindsight, of course, making every mistake you could have made and going the wrong direction for a while, before just like discovering what my true strengths were. Like straight away I jumped into not wanting to do like real estate-y construction video because I had actually been doing that for a few years. I was like, I want to make like brand films and cool creative campaigns with no experience. Like no one's paying you for that. Like it's like go back and do free work for 2-3 years. Whereas I did have this like history in construction, residential videography, and also like a mad passion for design and architecture. And it didn't take too long for me to realize like I actually have a natural edge on at least some of the market here. Let's try do this for a while. And then consistency, like not just jumping away from that boat like after a year. Like, all right, let's decide to stick with this for 5 years, or let's stick with this until we hit this goal that I wrote down. That's like absolutely what my dad's always said. Just like pick one thing, fucking do that thing until it either absolutely does not work or you've proved that you've done that thing. We just said that downstairs. Like some people do a million things at once, and I definitely think I've always been some work person that at least picks a very small few and just nail those and educate yourself on whether that's what you want to do or that's not what you want to do, or that works and that doesn't work, and then move on to the next thing. Like there's 3 items on the list. Let's work at all 3, and then when one is for some reason gone, fill that one and then go from there.
That's sick that was like a conscious thought, or to have someone say that to you. Because I know I remember from my childhood and other people I've talked to where they go, oh, I was told you just do lots of different things and find it like find what you love, and like, which I think part of it, there's a part of that that's actually helpful. But you don't know if you're going to be good at anything unless you stick at it for a fucking long time.
Yeah, I had an absolute edge on like 99% of the population though, which was I was very, very young, still am, but very, very young when I like absolutely discovered my passion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the moment, but I remember the time period when I was like, oh, I know what I want to do, when a lot of my peers were unsure and going through that.
How old were you?
I would have been like 18 or 19.
Mm.
In fact, like the earliest moment was when I was about 18, we got a government grant to do the events business. And I remember the moment of like, what the fuck? People want to give me money to just do things that I want to do. And then that was a short few months of like, we started doing that and planning those events. And I was like, wait, this is totally like, I can just do things.
And people give me money.
But that was like very young age to experience that.
Super jealous of that because I didn't discover that until I was like 29,
but that's
30.
That's exactly what I mean by like, I was very lucky. That's the edge I had on everyone, I think, is like, I just became so clear on my passion really, really early on. And it made it really easy to like start picking a path or like a list of things I want to try to do because they all fell inside the same category.
I like people try and mid-curve this too much, and like both ends is just do things, ask for money. It's that simple.
And it's like the hardest part of that is asking for money.
Yeah.
It's like truly the hardest part.
I don't know. Some people struggle to just do things.
Really?
They like, it's I think for you and I, it's like, oh yeah, I have an idea or I want to do something or like, I'm just going to go do it. So many people overthink shit and mental masturbation it and never just go and execute.
Yeah.
Whether that's because they think they need more instruction or they're not allowed to, or they need to, what's the other word? Don't have the confidence, but I can't remember the third thing. It's gone. But that you can't just do stuff. Whereas like anyone or most people that have been successful in what they've wanted to do is they just say like, oh no, fuck it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. Funny, last night I had I was briefly saying to a friend, it's kind of on the lines of what you're saying here, or perhaps a personality trait, but my like greatest personality trait and like in some situations the worst personality trait I have is like, I'm just going to do what I want to do unapologetically. No,
best.
Yeah, but exactly. For the most part, it's a great trait in terms of chasing something or creating a life that you want. But that really at its like most basic form is what I'm doing a lot of the time is like I'm getting an idea, putting it through that decision-making matrix and then being like, I want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. And I think I've just got good at deciding what I want to do, at least now. And like sometimes that gets in the way of fun projects. I've been talking about a spec ad for 2 years. That's something I want to do, but like often it just fits into this matrix where it's like, all right, not right now. Like there's way better things to do right now.
Give us the proper framework. What is that matrix?
Well, bread and butter first. I have lived broke. I have lived worse than broke. I enjoy not living that anymore. But like, yeah, just like the things that need to get done. So like that takes up a solid portion of your pie chart all the time. And then from there, like what are the things that I can leverage the most the soonest? And then what are the things I can leverage the most the longest term? Like will make the biggest difference. Who
taught you that?
Pardon?
Who taught you that?
Probably just some YouTube video. I can't. Forgive me if you remember telling me that.
No, I've heard very similar before, but like, was that passed on from a family member, a friend, a mentor?
No, I remember.
Because I think something else that's really cool in our lifetime is that we can have mentors that we've never met before, YouTubers or podcasters who are all perhaps successful business owners or successful creators or whatever that we can learn from and get this stuff from.
No, I think that one would have just been the internet. Somewhere along the way I was eating a dinner in front of a laptop watching a YouTube video. Most of the things that people like individuals tell me, I remember who told me that because it sticks with me. But yeah, that's just something I've heard and you just trial and error like life tips and some of them work for you. That was definitely one that I mean, I, in my heart, want to do a million things at once. So, like, that was very good for me. But I also, like, absolutely, as I say this, hear my dad's echoing voice of just like, calm down, my young Padawan. Choose one pathway.
Yes.
Which is absolutely, like, was a good thing for me back in the day.
We'll come back to dad, but let's give us a bit of context of, like, what were you doing before? And what did it feel like? And like, well, actually, let me rephrase the question, because you kind of said it wasn't like a total jump. What were you doing before this? And what was that transition like? What did it look like? Because when I met you, you were making music videos.
Yeah.
You're not making construction videos.
Yeah. What was I doing? I mean, at some point in the journey, a mate and I just decided to turn these parties that he was throwing into like paid events with like organized music and PA and sound. And then someone at one of those parties was like, you should charge tickets for these. And we were like, that was like the start of the journey, like the creative journey. Because in a big sense, that was like creative, like setting up events and just exploring as like a teenager, like what we could do. And then I always just had regular jobs like that I just ended up with. And then, but yeah, I'm getting somewhere with this. We started with this network of musicians we had, wondering how else we could make money to fund these events, because like we weren't good at it. So like we were always breaking even or just a little bit less. And then we got Alex on board, who's like one of my best mates. We actually hired him to film one of our events, and he made like a video recap thing, and it was sick. But then we also just enjoyed hanging out with him. So then that was my introduction to like videography. And then I used to skateboard all the time, and I like can't listen to music without just like picturing scenes in films. And at the time it was like skate videos or music videos. And then I had these like genuine friends and like network friends from that whole thing that were musicians. And I was like, I had just ideas for music videos, or like a desire to do one for some reason, but I had no idea how to use a camera. So I pitched that idea to the boys, which was Alex and Jay. And they were like, sick. Alex had said he'd always wanted to do a music video, so we did it. And like, we all co-directed that, but I didn't hold the camera once. I think I edited the whole thing. Never used Premiere Pro before.
Deep end.
I edited on like a potato, I think, like a 3-minute video. 100% took me like 2 months to edit.
You say you edit on potato, and yet we meet Noah, who's editing these psycho bike videos on a phone.
Times have changed. The phone is actually really good these days. But yeah, that was how I got into this whole weird passion of videography. And I think I say this to a lot of people I meet. It was a unique experience from the get-go to be making money from the first video ever. Like, it wasn't a lot, but I'm pretty sure we like charged $400 for that. And I at the time didn't even think about it, but it's kind of like spastic to think.
There was no free work.
I've never done
portfolio.
I've never done this before. I'm gonna go charge this other 19-year-old $400, like his whole weekly wage, to like do this thing for him. But that like, it was just interesting because like from the get-go, it was like, oh, how can we get better at this to make more money for this other business? And then COVID happened, and then we like didn't have the events business anymore.
For context too, even though that was the start of the video journey, you also had a normal job.
Yeah.
Which I don't think was a normal job.
Hardly. I worked in a hospital in an operating theatre as an orderly, but like in the operating theatre. So like seeing really cool, gruesome stuff a lot of the time, but also working alongside genuine, really good personality types and professionals, which sometimes I think no one's ever going to say they're judging me, but I think you get like, you can feel some judgment here and there when you're like this person with a Monopoly guy tattoo on your arm in scrubs being like, yeah, I make videos. But it was always just like a really great environment to go back to, earn some money, and then do the other thing in the background.
I think we can do a full Nick origin thing because, again, well, we met because he hired, at the time, I had a 1964 Chevy Impala to shoot a rap video in some deserted car park on the weekend.
Yes.
Which ended up looking sick.
Thank you.
and then the rest is history.
Mm.
But
to which I will say, Luke did not let out at all for the whole like 2 hours we were there that he was a killer photographer. He just spied on me
because I wasn't at the time.
and then at the very last minute, he's like, "By the way, that was pretty cool. Do you want to be friends?"
Yeah.
That was like genuinely how. No, you were like, "We should work together more," and I was like, "Oh, I am glad you just told me that at the end of what we just did, because I would have melted from like, I don't know, stress.
All the pressure on it.
Yeah.
Little does he know it's like, I'm a failing photographer at the time. Or I didn't know what I wanted to do or anything like that.
Yeah, quite funny.
Which I think is cool that like our progression has kind of been in lockstep. Of like we left and went full time at a similar-ish kind of time. Our skill level has progressed at a similar kind of thing in two very different niches. And totally different styles, which I think is sick to have a peer in that. And like also for me, I really like that like we're very different ages. I get someone like I get to stay fresh. Not that I'm like old, but like
not at all.
I've met some of my peers and I feel like they've sort of given up or just got really comfortable. Whereas I want to be around guys that are still pushing. And a lot of young guys are still doing that. But what I wanted to ask about, you've got VSNZ, which is the, I guess, company facing, and then you have Nick Ruan. Why have you decided to have more of a production company or want to have that face when you are, at the moment anyway, the dude?
Nick Ruan. Ruan. Just treat it like a U. Ruan.
I'm Australian. I will butcher any foreign name that is thrown my way, and I'll say it with complete confidence, and I'll say it like you're wrong. It's Nick Ravn.
Yeah, that's how everyone. I got to pull you up now rather than like after the video, because then you'll be like, oh.
No, I'm just like, oh, that's your name now, man.
But the question was, why both?
Why both, and why even have the VSNZ?
True. So VSNZ was just I wanted to start my thing and be able to call it something, but I knew I needed to appeal to these clients that I had in my head that I wanted to work with, like high-end bespoke construction companies, architects and design firms that were just up there making really, really cool shit. And I knew that if I could spend like a short amount of time, like relatively speaking, like 1 or 2 years, building like a forward-facing brand, visions that's sort of like directed, like this is only what we do. We are the solution to your problem. It would be easier to land those clients, whether they believe it or not. Like if they looked at Nick Ruan and how I portray myself online and how Visions portrays itself online, it's like I'm barely even on Visions. Like it's kind of like this company business that, in my own words, makes cool shit for architects and that genre. That was kind of why. But also like when you're starting off, it's like, it's kind of nice to hide behind something else. Like really.
Can't relate.
Yeah, you can't relate. It is kind of nice to just be able to like separate yourself from something and work on it and not constantly have everyone and you do and don't know like judging it for who you are versus what it's becoming.
So do you think you'll keep VSNZ as the very much construction and architect based brand, and then because I know that you do shoot other stuff, have that as Nick? What do you what are you thinking going forward for your brand and VSNZ? What are you thinking that's going to look like?
I think like over time anyway, like reputation is a real thing, and that's growing on both platforms, if you want to call it, in the directions at least I'm trying to take them both.
Because are your clients going, oh, we need VSNZ to come shoot this, or do they say we need Nick?
Good topic. Interesting one, because like all my clients, at least the people that know me, like they pick up their phone and they're like, Nick.
And that's exactly how they would do it too, because they're a bunch of bonehead tradies or builders and stuff like that.
They're all legends, honestly. They're all legends, but like that's like the trick of progressing a business, I think, from the stage I'm at to the next stage. But I think Visions is absolutely something I want to turn into like the people you go to, so like not just me, when you just want something created with like elite taste. And I can't really say that humbly because it just sounds egotistical as fuck. But I think that's any creator's journey.
As a outsider, that is how I see your business.
I think that's like any creative producer in any field in the creative industry is like, we all start off not knowing a thing, but we have an idea of what we like. And then you spend the years doing trial and error, or you have a cool idea and you try and make it and it turns to shit. And you're like, why did that turn to shit? And slowly over time, you create this thing, which I think is taste. You become good at little things that you do that you figured out along the way, and it becomes a little habit. Whether it's the way you edit, the way you shoot, the lenses you use, or like the time of day, and everything becomes like a bit of a habit, but then it's like your taste. And I did a project with Outcast recently, and I can't really explain how that came to where it is, other than saying like throughout the whole process, I just knew I had this thing in my head, and it's extremely abstract for anyone who hasn't seen it, I think. But it turned out like exactly how I wanted it. And I think that was a very good project in encapsulating like taste.
Absolutely.
Because,
yes.
And like, once again, I hate saying that. And there's a part of me that hates saying that because there's no like really humble way to say that. But I got the feedback from the client, and that was pretty much what they said. They were like, this is exactly the feeling we wanted. And I think it takes time to be able to pick up anything, a paintbrush or a camera or whatever, and just like take what's in your brain and make it actually real. Because like even the music video days, like you'd have these ideas and you try and do it and you're like, why does it look gay? So that's like the journey, and that's like what I'm trying to make visions is like this place or these people you can go to that will absolutely understand what you want better than you want it. That better than you understand it, and then create it for you, and it'll just tastefully be what it needs to be.
Okay. What about your own brand?
I'm just experimenting all the time, trying stuff. I like to have an avenue that I can still share stuff that's not distracting from something else.
Do you want to keep the like, because what you've said about visions, not once in that did you say anything about keeping it within a construction niche.
No.
So you do want to eventually branch that out a bit more?
Yeah, I think, Nick Ruan is really like that whole part of my business, or part of my front-facing persona, whatever you want to call it. That's just me like posting what I want. Like in my eyes, just like there's a side of it that really is just sharing updates on my life and what I've been up to. But like everything else video related or photo related that I put up there is just me having fun, whether it's a 16-second clip I took surfing that I personally think is just like perfection, or if it's some weekend I spent with race cars drifting, and there was no brief, or maybe I wasn't getting paid and I just felt like doing something fun and I had the time to, and I'm like, all right, like this is just me. Like I truly do have like 3 hobbies, and it's like surfing, filming, and cars.
Keeping to the framework.
There you go. So that's what that is. Like that's really just me like having fun.
Which I think is a massive, like if you are going to have a front-facing company or brand, in your case, VSNZ, having something though where there's who's behind this and what is the, how is this a natural extension of them? I'm sure a heap of your clients also follow your personal account.
Yeah.
And they can see that, this isn't just like a bunch of like architect nerds that have a video production company. It's a real dude who also loves surfing. Who also loves these fast cars. And like, we like that stuff. Yeah. Or like he's actually a personable guy, rather than just being this firm that we don't even know anything about it. Yeah. So I think that's like a really good asset to have.
I think so. I know that, like, in my own experience, when I go to work with other people, it's like one of the first things I do is like, I mean, it's the age of social media. I'm like, do I like you? Which is, of course, is what everyone's doing. So that's why I think he's your guy. The personal brand is important on like every face that you have online, because I definitely get a lot of people who follow my personal page and like my stories and swipe up and send messages. And I'm like, that's weird, but I like that. That's cool.
Dude, they're like actually, exactly. They're probably a lot more likely to engage with you on that one than the VSNZ. Or if they are engaging on the VSNZ, it's because they know it's you.
Yeah. I have some clients that we just straight up send reels to each other.
Yeah. This is the most wild rogue shit. It's like, we are mates.
That's probably like the most surprising and best part about this whole journey is like just like genuinely making friends through people that at first that was not the job at all.
Well, that's also part of like they may have started following your personal one, or they started following your VSNZ one, but then got onto your personal one. There you go. All right. What I see here, there's a very high likelihood I'm probably going to like this person.
Yeah, right.
And then once they actually do make and work, it's like, oh, I was right. Yeah, we can fucking jam.
Yeah.
So you said about the latest one for Outcast is what word did you use?
It's pretty abstract.
Abstract, yes, which I agree. And same with the one for the bathroom company. When you are concepting a video for a client, especially, what would you call them? Are they a brand video? What would you call those videos?
One of them was a product showcase for Fienza. That's really what the job was, to show that to B2B and B2C. But the Outcast one, like the first time I got approached for that is we need a web video for our web page.
Okay, what I want to make a distinction before I ask the questions. This isn't just like, before we just make content or come shoot us a reel or whatever. It's like when you are concepting a video, whether that's a product showcase, a website header, or a brand video or something like that, what is your process?
Get to know the client and escape the email thread as quick as possible. Because people have too much time to think about how they're going to word something in an email. But when you talk to them, you really pick up on what I think. You really pick up on like, I hate the word, us millennials use it all the time, but the vibe. But you're also like, a lot of the time you're working with a company and those people you're talking to are the company. And they're, with what I'm doing, they're trying to portray their company and their business and their personal or their company brand. So like for Outcast, I was like, let's just have a meeting. And I reckon in a week I was in their office and we were just chatting. I think there was 4 of us. And they've got a screen up and they're just showing examples and talking about what they want it to be. And I just got it. I was like, I think I know very well what you guys want. Like they had some good examples. Like it's not like I just farted out these incredible ideas by myself. Like there was a reference to go off. But first it's just like really understanding what they want. Like you're working with people, so go talk to the people.
Well, it sounds like first you started with really understand them.
Yeah.
Then understand what they want.
What they think they want.
What they think they want.
Which is often not two of the same thing. And
Uh-huh.
then from there, I go straight, at least with the jobs that deserve it. Projects that are a little bit bigger are going to take a little bit longer time to bring together. Just individual proposal. So like some people would call that a creative treatment. I just call it my like, it's like a PDF visual proposal where like I've learnt and discovered a way that I can take what's in the back of my brain and put it on a visual document. And most of it's just pictures and colors, but it's all pretty unique to what I'm seeing in my head at the end. So like all these references in here will be like, I'll regrade some of these reference images to like match the colors and style and the mood that I'm after. And then there's like, yeah, I basically just tell them what I'm about to do so that when I do it, if they okayed that, I can be like, hang on.
You said yes to this.
But I'll just pitch the proposal to them, which is like the creative solution I've come up with. Sometimes we go straight from there to like all green lights, and sometimes there's a bit of like, hey, what about this? And then I'm like, oh,
okay, great. Cool. So you send them we're gonna call it a treatment.
Yeah.
You send them a treatment of your idea, and you'll get the green light then. And then from there, do you have shot list before treatment, or after that you that's when you go into the more production side of like, hey, this is the shot list that we need to achieve this this style or this video? Are you really strict with your shot list, or like, nah, I'm just going to capture a heap of stuff that looks something like this that I know I will be able to use parts of it in the video? What do you do?
Different per project,
Okay,
and what you're filming. Sometimes construction and these like places where stuff is just happening is very much like a racetrack. Like good luck planning anything. And what, you're gonna go stop a $100 million development?
Yo, pull that crane up. Got to get the drone in the air.
Yeah. So like for that project, I just understood that already. Hence why the visual proposal was like the biggest guide. I'm like, this is what it has to look and feel like. This is what it will look and feel like. I think I mentioned everything from like colors, tones, moodiness, like what themes we were going to capture. So there's themes there from design to construction to finished spaces to just luxury themes. So I know where I can go capture all that. And then that's like a one-man thing. I just went out and like, yeah, a lot of waiting.
Make something cool happen.
But that was a pretty unique project. And sometimes it's like you need a shot list. You need to, like, I know the shots I need to get. It's just like I can't go to a construction site and go walk over here and get that shot because it's a live scene. It's like a live event that's happening and you got one chance to get a lot of the shots.
So I suppose the contrast to that one is a very much like, I know the things that I need. I'm going to hang around and wait till I can get something like that. And then the one that we worked on together for Yenza, you were able to have a lot more of a strict shot list because we controlled everything.
Pretty much just like went in with like, I don't know, 20 shots and was like, sweet, let's do it. And I think we shot 3 locations. So like you were there for one of them. And the other one we went to, same again. Like I had maybe a list of 10 shots and an hour or so to get them. And it's pretty straightforward. Like most of the time, and like a lot of the time, the clients don't even see the shot list, depending on like your relationship with them. Like if their trust is there, I don't bother sharing with them the shot list.
Most of them probably don't care.
Most of them don't care.
Is this the idea? Sick. Show me when it's done.
But sometimes they ask for it, and I'm like, well, this is what we're doing, and that's that. And then shoot it all, and pray that not too many things go wrong because everything always goes wrong.
Yes.
It's just the percentage of how much of it went wrong.
Are you a big stressor before projects?
I used to be. You do something enough to the point where you like. Progressing is just dealing with larger portions of stress. So like for most of the shoots these days, I think I'm pretty calm.
When you do have stress, what do you do to deal with stress?
Oh, I don't know. Talk. I don't know, actually. I'm trying to think of the last time I was properly stressed. My like default to dealing with stress in my head is like literally no one's going to give a fuck about this moment in 2 weeks, so chill out. Even when it's just like me alone, you won't give a fuck about this in 2 weeks, so just chill out. That's like my default reaction to bad situations. And it's been a long time since I've had a situation where the answer to that was, oh, everyone's going to care about this in 2 weeks, so probably freak out right now. I don't think I'm a very stressed out person. Even like in really tense situations, I'm kind of like, oh, well, like this will be fine. Just like stress is going to make this even worse, one thing at a time. Like with the shoots, like
classic surfer.
Just like, no, surfers are tense, dude. They try to bash you in the water. I think, just one thing at a time. You can only do one thing at a time, especially at the level that I'm working at. Like I don't have a team of people to look after. Like at most it's been you. So like, not that I'm looking after you.
And I'm needy as fuck.
You really aren't. It's not. Like then you're just like, all right, what is this? What can Luke do to help? Luke is way better at like doing that. Luke will be like, what can I do right now? You always do that on a shoot. I love it. Yeah, I'm like, good. That's exactly what I needed. You can do this.
I like both. I like being the lead singer, but I also like being the backup singer sometimes because I know how much it helps having a really good backup singer.
Yeah.
That's either just does stuff because they know it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Or can see that there would be something that needs to be done right now. Ask.
Yeah. No, I agree. But for the most part, just like one thing at a time. Your hands and legs can only do one thing at a time.
What's a piece of work that you're most proud of?
Good question. I mean, two came to mind without really thinking about it, so I should probably just say those. Pretty stoked with the Outcast vid that we just did. Fun opportunity, brilliant people who really just trusted the vision the whole way. And then I was stoked with the outcome. I remember editing it. I think I sent I sent Luke a pretty cursed message whilst I was editing that. If you remember that message about coming back down from space.
Why am I such a god?
And then I finished that like the next day. I was very stoked with that. But then the other one that just came to mind was I did a Queensland Drift Matsuri recap about a year or two ago. But once again, I had this idea in my head. I wanted it to be like really eerie and kind of like atmospheric-y to begin with, and then just crack into like epic action. But that was incredibly fun to film. And that was the very beginning of me like creating a little bit of a network in that field. Just running around with a camera and annoying people will be like, hey, can I strap some cameras to your car, or can I like film
See,
this?
what I love this, and that's going back of just do stuff. You've done that twice now. Well, actually, twice that I know of. I'm sure you've done it more than that. But like that's how the construction client started.
Yeah.
Come off the beach from a surf. Hey man, I make videos. Can I make one for you? And if you like it, you pay me.
Yeah.
And then the same one with the drifts. It's just walk in. Hey dude, I've got a camera. Can I fucking film your cars? And then, it all goes from there.
I think people in this field really I think a lot of people who like get into cameras and stuff are genuinely like a lot more introverted. So it's like a challenge to do that. My sister would say that's what I used to always do as a kid on the beach. I'd go up to the random kids playing cricket, be like, can I play? So I think I have a little bit of an edge there because it just doesn't scare me too much. But it's important to say like the next job, the next time I was filming drift cars was a paid gig because it was from some of those people I went and annoyed that day.
I think something like I've really reframed any time that I think of, whether it's approaching something or just anything in general, you'll understand once I say it. It's just like, what's the worst that could happen? What, and then immediately follow that with, what if this turned out better than you could ever dream?
Yeah.
And that's never let me down.
Yeah, I can't fault that at all. I do never think about that though.
Good. Or completely left curve it and just it never enters the brain.
Yeah.
Which is just as effective.
A lot of the time most of my moments like that are just driven purely from passion. Like I'll be listening to music in the car. I do loads of driving for work. And some sort of song, normally music is what starts it, will like trigger a creative like idea. And then if that creative idea is still there in 3 days, and I'm like, oh.
It must be done.
It must be done. That was how the drift thing started. And then it was just perfect timing. Like the Matsuri was coming up and I was like, oh, I have like an idea. I literally think I built the sound of like the whole audio track for that before I put the first clip into the video.
Sick.
Because I just like that was where the idea came from. I was like, yeah, freaking sounds and freaking all these sound effects and then boom, car. And then I just went and got all the shots, like, genuinely.
I can't wait to clip that little bit just there. Sounds and figures out, and then go straight to one of your videos. It's like, that's what goes on inside his head.
But if you watch it, you'll probably know exactly what I mean. That's like how most of the concepts start, like the passion projects start. It's never really what the worst can happen. It's like I have this itch I need to scratch, and eventually I scratch it.
I have two more for you. What's something that you got in the works at the moment that you're really excited about?
Lots. I've been saying this the last 3 weeks. I said it off the cuff. the first time, just in conversation. My good friend Ben, who I hadn't seen in 6 months, asked me like, "Yo, man, like, how's life been?" And I said something like, "Dude, honestly, life's good. I'm doing the same shit. It's just like gradually getting cooler." Which, like, he responded, "That's just it, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, that's so valid." So at the moment, like, I'm just doing more of like the same stuff, but the jobs and the scale of the jobs are just gradually getting a bit bigger and a bit cooler, a bit more involved, and like more room to tread creatively. So I think we have another. I think we have another big brand film coming for one of my clients. Don't want to give too much away.
Noted. But I guess the answer to that is I'm excited to just keep doing what I'm fucking doing, but better.
Yeah.
And bigger.
Yeah, always. Short and sweet, that's really it.
And what would you tell your younger self?
God. I don't even know. I think that's a good thing though. What would I, dude, start surfing like 5 years earlier? 'Cause you would be so much better right now.
Oh yes.
For real. But I reckon
surfing in the womb.
I reckon probably 2 years ago I had a solid shift in my mental, which was just like, you mentioned it before, like just go and do the shit. Like go and make it happen. And I think despite my full story sounding like I just jumped in always, like there's a lot of hesitation and like fear of judgment in the earlier years. So I would say just like, dude, just send it. Like literally no one apart from like 3 people in your life even care. And those 3 people aren't going to leave you anyway if you mega fuck up. So just like go and try stuff.
Dude, that itself is so liberating too. People think that so many people care about, like, no one. No, look at me. You. No one cares about you. No one cares what you're doing. It's all in here. And when you like really free yourself of that, it's, oh, cool. I can just do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would have been like February, whenever I went to New Zealand. That was like the distinct moment where I was like, I'm just going to start doing shit because it's what I want to do. Newsflash, best last 2 years of my life. So
love
like,
that for you.
Seriously.
So sick.
Seriously, just go try stuff. Yeah.
Sick, man. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And you want to go grab a bite to eat or a coffee or something?
Hell else.
Yes. Yes.
Then I gotta go.
Sick.
Then I gotta go back to editing the world's sickest videos ever.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
That was fun.